The interim government of Iran was the first government established in Iran after the Iranian Revolution. The government was headed by Mehdi Bazargan and formed on the order of Ruhollah Khomeini on 4 February 1979, in competition with Shapur Bakhtiar, the Shah's last prime minister, who was still claiming power. Mehdi Bazargan was the prime minister of the interim government and introduced a 7-member cabinet on 14 February 1979. The Constitution of the Islamic Republic of Iran was adopted by referendum on 24 October 1979. Before it could come into force on 3 December 1979, however, the government resigned on 6 November soon after the taking over of the American embassy, an act the government opposed but revolutionary leader Khomeini supported. The Council of the Islamic Revolution then served as the country's government until the formation of the first parliament on 12 August 1980. Khomeini's decree appointing Bazargan. On 4 February 1979, Ruhollah Khomeini issued a decree appointing Bazargan as the Prime Minister of the Provisional Islamic Revolutionary Government. His decree stated, based on the proposal of the Revolutionary Council and in accordance with the canonical and legal rights which originated from the votive, overwhelming majority of Iranian nation for leadership of the movement which has been represented in the vast gatherings and wide and numerous demonstrations across Iran, and because of my utmost trust on your firm belief in the holy tenets of Islam and my knowledge of your precedent in Islamic and national struggles, I appoint you the authority to establish the interim government without consideration of any affiliation to any parties or dependence on any factional groups, for formation of temporary government to arrange organizing of country affairs and especially perform a referendum and refer to public vote of nation, about turning the country into Islamic Republic and formation of the Council of the Founders from the representatives of people to approve of constitution of new regime and to hold elections of representatives of Parliament of Nation on the basis of the new constitution. It is necessary that you appoint and introduce the members of the temporary government as soon as possible in concordance with the conditions I have clarified. All public officers, the army, and citizens shall furnish their utmost cooperation with your interim government so as to attain the high and holy goals of this Islamic revolution, and to restore order and function to the affairs of the nation. I pray to God for the success of you and your interim government in this sensitive juncture of our nation's history. Ruhollah al-Musavi al-Khomeini, elaborating further on his decree, Khomeini made it clear Iranians were commanded to obey Bazargan and that this was a religious duty. As a man who, though the guardianship, Vilayah, that I have from the holy lawgiver, the Prophet, I hereby pronounce Bazargan as the ruler, and since I have appointed him, he must be obeyed. The nation must obey him. This is not an ordinary government. It is a government based on the Sharia. Opposing this government means opposing the Sharia of Islam. Revolt against God's government is a revolt against God. Revolt against God is blasphemy. Khomeini's announcement came days before the army's official statement announcing the army's neutrality in conflicts between Khomeini's and Bakhtiar's supporters. Bakhtiar fled on the same day, the 11th of February, the day that is officially named as Islamic Revolution's Victory Day. The PRG is often described as subordinate to the Revolutionary Council, and having had difficulties reigning in the numerous committees which were competing with its authority. Members of the cabinet. The cabinet was made up of two main factions, moderates and radicals. Bazargan reshuffled his cabinet several times because of resignation of ministers that were unable to cope with parallel sources of power. In several cases a ministry was supervised by an acting minister or Bazargan himself. List of members of Bazargan's cabinet was as follows. Resignation. The Prime Minister and all members of his cabinet resigned en masse on 6 November 1979 after American embassy officials were taken hostage 2 days Earlier on 4 November 1979, in his letter to Khomeini, Bazargan stated that repeated interferences, inconveniences, objections and disputes have made my colleagues and me unable to continue meeting our duties. Power then passed into the hands of the Revolutionary Council. Bazargan had been a supporter of the original revolutionary draft constitution rather than theocracy by Islamic jurist, and his resignation was received by Khomeini without protest, saying, "Mr. Bazargan was a little tired and preferred to stay on the sidelines for a while." Khomeini later described his appointment of Bazargan as a mistake.